So I haven't written in several days because of Thanksgiving. I have never once done NaNoWriMo and managed to like actually write over the holiday. Can National Novel Writing Month be in like October? At least Halloween's the last day of the month. Anyway, I'm jumping back into it now. On Monday, after Thanksgiving, deep into the afternoon, I actually am editing a video still that I'm hoping to put up like right now. I'm behind, and I'm still all messed up in the nose. That's okay, at least I look cute today. Only a little bedraggled, only like 3 separate men smiled and waved at me while I was out at the library. Also, okay, this is a very random anecdote, but I walk a lot. I don't have a car. I share a car with my partner, and she usually has it, right? So like I am the one who walks around. Unfortunately, my area is pretty walkable, but like that is on the scale of like walkability of the US, which is absolute garbage. Like we do not have the infrastructure for this. So even in my relatively walkable town, I'm kind of like right on the edge of the road oftentimes on these crappy sidewalks. And I also have the coordination problems of like a shoujo protagonist from the early 2000s. I am pretty clumsy right now. I just so I trip a lot. And without fail, some man in a truck sees me trip on the side of the road. It's not like I fall on my ass or anything. I just trip a little bit. But they catch me every time. And they honk their little horns at me and they wave. How is that supposed to make me feel? Is that supposed to be encouraging? I don't get it. Anyway, that was not about writing. Love that. Love vlogging. Okay. I even brought my computer along with me to the holiday. I spent most of my time sleeping. I'm a sleepy girl. I think I'm just gonna try to like spend most of my time these next few days writing. Even though I didn't do that this morning. That's okay. I checked a few things off my to-do list here. Okay, instead of vlogging, I should be actually doing my shit. So after literally the full year of me querying and getting almost no feedback, like maybe 2 personalized rejections, I have gotten like actual feedback twice, 2 days in a row. Yesterday I got a partial request, which is my first request. Like I feel good about that. That makes me smile. And today I got a really sweet personalized rejection that said that the agent was interested, except they weren't taking as much fantasy anymore. Which is like everybody. Nobody's taking as much fantasy anymore. Which makes sense. It just kind of sucks. I know that I've really refrained from talking about querying, and that's because I haven't really had the strength to talk about it. Like not strength, but like armor. You know, I've been feeling very tender about it. I know I just spaced out for like a huge amount of time, but that's the best way I can describe it, as like armor, you know, and that's hard. But yeah, exciting stuff. I am glad I have some other projects in the works, but I'm still like so hopeful that my little sapphic book finds a home. I think that like it was a lot harder than I expected. Sorry, there are so many trucks outside today. I kind of like dismissed the fact that it's still pretty hard to sell queer books, and I underestimated that as part of the challenge of selling this book, or even getting agented, which is what I'm trying to do. I underestimated that. I mean, it's just so hard for so many reasons that are out of my control. But I'm trying to still celebrate these past couple days. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. It's a rare view of my kind of messy kitchen with the dryer noise in the background. Anyway, I have 2 days left of NaNoWriMo as of right now. I realized I have like 15,000 words. I haven't really been checking my word count, honestly. That's not something I'm in the habit of. I kind of stopped doing that earlier this year and just focusing on like completing scenes instead. But I tell you, I really thought I was going to clear 20K like pretty easily this month, and now I'm like, am I even doing nano? Eating on camera is a little awkward. I understand why they don't do it on TV now. So, I mean, the self-doubt is happening, but I'm just gonna like write all day today and tomorrow, and see how far I get, honestly. And I consider it doing nano. I mean, for sure. It was an attempt, right? And that's all I promised myself, like, from the beginning of this month, even though I knew that it was going to be a hard month and I was probably going to lose. You know? That's fine. It's fine, she says in the most uncomfortable voice. Ugh. Oh. I actually saw Marissa Meyer this month on her book tour, and she's done NaNoWriMo a lot. She wasn't doing it this month. She's just finishing the draft, I believe. Anyway, so that's not exactly nano, but somebody asked her what her advice was, and she said, a lot of people will tell you you don't have to make it perfect, but my advice is that you don't have to make it good. I like her a lot. Anyway, be back soon. Well, look at where we are. It is the last day of NaNoWriMo. I'm super duper on my couch on a hot pad under a weighted blanket because I just went to physical therapy. I'm so tired. Oh my god. So, I probably need a nap today, which is unfortunate. I was going to just plow through the writing. But we'll see what I can get done. It's been a very interesting month, very tumultuous for me. Oh, Stardust, are you bored? He's bored. Me too, kind of. I'm feeling a little lonely. I didn't get to meet up with as many writers as I wanted to this month. And I didn't get to read as much, and I didn't get to get as far in my project, and I didn't query as much. So it goes. I'm wondering if I set my expectations like too high, even though I did say I was planning to lose this NaNoWriMo. I don't know. I'm still having a lot of mixed emotions today. My perception of how many words I'm writing versus how many words I'm actually putting down is pretty off. I feel like I'm writing so much more than I actually am. And I think that might be because it's actually pretty good so far. It's decent. I mean, I'm not going to claim that it's like huge artistry. A lot of my sentences are all very similar in syntax and stuff. It's not perfect. But I do think it is good. And you know how I was talking about that advice from Marissa Meyer yesterday. I think maybe I have been making it too good for really getting a lot of words this month. But I hope I'm able to keep it up in December, and I hope I'm able to like have a more steady month, honestly. I'll have to tell you more about that soon at the end of this vlog. Well, folks, NaNoWriMo really bested me this year. Let's see what number I got to last night. 17,038 words. I told you I hadn't really been checking my word count, so I was even more behind than I thought. But in reality, what bested me was like my migraines mostly. I was really choosing sleep and staying away from screen time instead of getting words. So I really skipped a lot of days near the end. I skipped like 10 days, sort of interspersed around the Thanksgiving holiday. So that explains it. Like I think I said earlier, I really did expect to get to 20K, but that's fine. I did sort of get in my feelings yesterday, and I was like, I can't even do that. Because like I have been saying, I'm really uncomfortable with failure. And I was like, oh no, what if I'm in my flop era? Which is so silly, because a couple other things were also going on this month. Like I got a new job teaching art at a local studio. So I've been setting that up during November, and that was so completely unexpected, and it's so good. It's really exciting and valuable. I'm so glad I did it. I think it's a really big step for me, and I'm really excited to get connected with other artists and like-minded people, you know. I also, what else did I do? I mean, I was just working. I was pitching myself a lot, and I got some good news from agents this month. It was a pretty good query month. I'm really hoping that is heading in the right direction too. So certainly not a flop era by any means. Oh my gosh, I also kicked off like my art shop in much more full force this month. I updated my website. Like, despite my Preptober efforts to kind of clear most of that stuff out of the way, it took me like an extra 3 weeks, which were the first 3 weeks of NaNoWriMo. So yeah, it's been like a really jam-packed kind of end of 2022 for me. The good news is, with this novel, I do really feel like I can continue writing like super easily. I'm not burnt out on it whatsoever, which is a nice feeling. I'm actually at a really exciting point, and I've set up a lot of the characters, and I can't wait for them to start colliding and fighting and, you know, all that good stuff. I do sort of have like 2 novels now. This one, which is my Demon Suburbia project, much more of a contemporary fantasy, and the one that I've been working on for most of 2022, which is a tiny bit farther along, but they're kind of both at the same, like transitioning from Act 1 to Act 2 stage. The first one's just longer, and that one is about witches who are all on a different sides of rebellion against the tyrannical king, and they all have very kind has peculiar powers, I would say. That one's still harder for me to pitch despite how I've put so much more work into it. But I think that might be an indication that I should still keep working on this Demon Suburbia one. But it's funny to have like two very, very early stage projects right now. I think when I review my goals, which I'm gonna do a video about in December, when I review my goals that I made at the beginning of this year in a video, it's going to be really funny because I thought I was going to like finish both of these books this year somehow. But I've ended up focusing on such a large variety of things, for better or for worse. So yeah, that's how I wrapped up November. I think I know now more than ever that I'm not a very fast writer, but I do feel pretty okay with how I chip away at it. And I don't think I really want to sacrifice the other pursuits that would give me a little bit more writing time right now, because I'm really enjoying them. So I would love to hear about how your projects are going as we hit the end of the year, especially if you did NaNoWriMo. I want to know how it went for you. So let me know in the comments below. I have a lot of fun stuff coming up on this channel, and I would love to be able to dedicate some more time to it. So any of your support is like hugely appreciated. If you can like this video, comment, subscribe to stick around. I love that so much. So that's it for now. Until next time, this is Emrose, and I'll see you later. Bye.